How's everything going, guys? My name is the Quacken, and this is my coaster channel. Now, a couple weeks ago, we talked about how Cedar Fair parks were opening up in May, and we kind of thought that was pretty late in the going. But now we're going to be talking about Six Flags and kind of their reopening plans for the 2021 season. Obviously, we have some parks that are delaying openings later than normal. Some that were able to open up at a reasonable time last year. Like, for instance, we had the Texas parks opening up in June. Frontier City was actually the first park to open up post-COVID shutdowns last year. And then, obviously, we had Georgia, St. Louis, and then later on in like July, we had Great Adventure, Six Flags America, La Ronde. And then during like holiday in the park, they had some parks that couldn't open during the summer. They were reopened as like a drive-through lighting experience. So Six Flags was able to come up with very creative ways to open up their parks to get in some sort of revenue. But just announced here recently on their investors page on their website is that they have announced like a full list of like park reopening dates, stuff you can expect for the upcoming year, and all that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. First, let's go ahead and run through some of the stuff that's going on. We have Six Flags Over Texas and Fiesta Texas. They're open year round, which is definitely a plus. Six Flags Over Texas, the original Six Flags park, is celebrating their 60th anniversary this year, and through the end of February, they have a Fire and Ice event that they are displaying right now, which is really cool. I really wish I could have gotten out there to check it out, but unfortunately, weather wreaked havoc across the Midwest here recently, so I was unable to attend that, but I am planning on getting back to Texas in June. That's the idea. Fiesta Texas, they're opening up Daredevil Dive, which is this really weird Zamperla air race that is set to open up on February 27th. But as for the rest of the parks in the Six Flags chain, the ones that aren't open year-round and aren't in the state of California, we have Six Flags Great Adventure. We have them opening up on March 27th, and not surprisingly, Jersey Devil Coaster will be opening up in the spring. I don't think this should come as too much of a surprise. We've seen a ton of track work done. I think the track work is almost done, if it's not done already. And I am really looking forward to getting out to Great Adventure this year, so to check out Jersey Devil. Six Flags Over Georgia, they will be reopening up on March 6th. Riddler Mindbender will be reopening in the spring at some point. They haven't put out an official date there, but as we all know, it was closed all of last year, getting a retracking, repainting, retheme, and it is a completely unnecessary name change as well, if you ask me, but it is what it is. I think it's just to fit in with the Gotham City area of the park. As for one of the California parks, we have Six Flags Magic Mountain. They've announced plans to reopen with rides in the spring of 2021. Now, whether that's like April or whether it's like closer to Memorial Day, we don't know. I would imagine it's probably closer to Memorial Day, around that area, but they're following the California guidelines for a safer economy. That's kind of what they're going by. The same can be said for Discovery Kingdom, which is currently holding their Marine World experience right now as kind of a walkthrough event. And as for April, they'll have like for spring break, they'll have some sort of like really cool photo opportunity, something really interesting. They currently have their Marine World experience open right now, so that is something. I guess you could make a little bit of revenue off of that, but they are planning on transitioning into reopening the park as a full theme park with rides and coasters for everyone. So but they are also following the plan of a safer economy, just like Magic Mountain is, because they're in California. Um, as for Six Flags Great America, they've originally announced a May 1st opening date, but that has been moved up to April 24th, which, hey, I'm not complaining. As for their water park, which, if you remember correctly, they were supposed to get Tsunami Surge, which was touted as the world's tallest water coaster. That is going to be open when the water park does. Tsunami Surge will be opening up with the water park on May 29th. So that is some good news for water park fans in the Chicago area. So there you go. You have something to brag about. Six Flags Mexico is also preparing to open up, um, according to government recommendations. I would imagine it would probably be around spring of 2021, but they will have their new giant frisbee ride open, Crazanity. So that'll be a good addition for the park. That was supposed to be a 2020 edition, but pushed back to 2021. As for Six Flags Darien Lake, that is the next park that we have on here. May 21st is their opening date. As for their water park edition, as for, I did not look that far, but I would imagine it's probably going to be opening up in 2021. But at Six Flags Great Escape, they will be opening up on May 1st. Adirondack Outlaw, which is a fun time Bomatron, that will be opening up in the spring. So their 2020 edition is just postponed by 1 year. So there you go. La Ronde in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Again, pending government recommendations, spring of 2021 is the best guess at this time. No mention of Vipere on there at all, so I would imagine that's probably being pushed back again to 2022. That would be my first guess. Six Flags New England, however, is planning on opening up their 2020 edition this year. No mention about a 150th anniversary celebration, which is kind of unfortunate because they weren't able to open up in 2020, and that was going to be their 150th anniversary as a park in general, not as a Six Flags park, but just as a property in general. So no mentions of that anywhere, which is kind of unfortunate. But Supergirl Skyflyer, which is a Zamperla Endeavor, is scheduled to open up sometime in the spring for Six Flags New England. The same cannot be said for Six Flags St. Louis. Catwoman's Whip, which is the Funtime Bomatron, very similar, exact same ride as Adirondack Outlaw, The Great Escape. That looks to be delayed once again to 2022. I saw no mention about Catwoman's Whip on there. So I would imagine that looks to be postponed to 2022, which is unfortunate. Six Flags America will be opening up in the spring on March 6th, much earlier than where they normally would. Harley Quinn's Insanity, which is a Zamperla Giant Discovery. It's not quite the Giga Discovery like Crazanity at Six Flags Mexico is. This is the Giant Discovery, the little bit smaller version, but it's still a giant frisbee ride. That will be opening up in the spring. And I did forget to mention Six Flags St. Louis will be opening up on March 20th, which was actually where they were scheduled to open up for the season. And the final park that I'm going to be talking about is Frontier City in Oklahoma City. March 13th is their opening date, and this is probably the biggest surprise. I had no idea this was going to be happening, but Wildcat, the park's wooden coaster, looks to be getting new trains. So, I mean, the ride itself, I thought it was pretty lame, honestly, and there was absolutely no airtime in the back row. So maybe if they get longer trains, they could maybe get a little bit more whip in the back row. Who knows? So maybe they'll get an extra train. I don't know what's going on there, but I saw that and I was really surprised. But maybe it'll help the ride experience on Wildcat. That would be fantastic because I thought it was one of the most bland, large-scale wooden coasters I had ever ridden, which is kind of a shame because it's the only wooden coaster at Frontier City and it's the only wooden coaster in Oklahoma as far as I'm concerned. But that is what we saw on Six Flags website, the investors section. You click on that, you'll be guided to all of this information right there. So that is where all this is coming from. So that's just kind of what we're getting from the Six Flags chain in terms of their 2021 operations, in terms of their parks opening up and what rides will be opening up, which ones will be delayed. As for the 2020 editions, that will not only be delayed till 2021, but to 2022, we have Aquaman Power Wave already being delayed. V-Pair at La Ronde looks to be delayed as well. And Catwoman's Whip at Six Flags St. Louis looks to be delayed until 2022 as well. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed the information that I've proceeded to give to you. And definitely consider subscribing to the channel. Those are the best ways to show your support for the channel. And I really appreciate it. It really means a lot. And it actually just motivates me to make videos for you guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.